Hello friends, it is good to see you. I'm back, finally. I've been busy with Midas mode, I was casting that, and then about halfway through that tournament, there was a particular team that disbanded, and as a result of that, my team got invited to a qualifier where they originally had the slot, and then as a result of that, my team got invited to the minor and major closed qualifier. So I've been busy, but for good reason. And essentially what this video is going to be is my team made it past the group stages of the major minor qualifier. We're applying for the minor slot all day, every day. I've been either practicing or looking at replays and essentially trying to figure out what my mistakes were, what the things that I want to repeat are. And that's what this video is. We're going to look at this replay between us and Demon Slayers. This was a win that we had. However, I don't think that I played super exceptionally well in this game, so it's going to be a bit of a mix of good things and bad things. I'm not sure how this content is going to turn out, so let me know in the comments below whether or not you think it's interesting, and maybe I can make more. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So the very first mistake that I want to point out in this lane, which is Abaddon Rubik versus Bloodseeker and Crystal Maiden, is that we pull the lane back using this side camp at 2 minutes and 8 seconds into the game. So the reason this is a mistake is not because pulling is ever bad. In fact, I would say that if you are in a losing situation, pulling is good. If you are in a winning situation, pulling is good because it forces the enemy team to not play safely right in front of their tower. But the problem is we did this at 2 minutes and 8 seconds instead of 1 minute and 8 seconds. I have yet to see a single reason why you wouldn't want to just pull this camp back as soon as humanly possible. So basically what we did here, which was correct, is I used the Aphotic Shield, he used the Zap on the creeps, we pushed the lane equilibrium towards the enemy tower, which allowed us to get this pull off. And this is great because it's denying creeps. It means the equilibrium comes all the way back in front of our tower. And I go from getting 4 CS to about 10. So in this game, after the laning stage kind of breaks down, there's this period where my job is essentially to try to force the enemy team to a position that they don't want to play in. The enemy team, what they want to do is they want to play top. Their Ember Spirit is top. This tower is top. This is the tower that they want to get first. That's their winning lane. So essentially, they don't want to run at bot. And what I could do is I could teleport up top and I could hold this tower, or I could TP top and, you know, go for a gank here, go for a kill. But if we die, then we lose this tower. If we kill them, then maybe we get this tower. Probably not, because there's a lot of distance between here and here. But this tower doesn't really matter. So essentially, there's a huge risk for me to just TP out of this bot lane and try to do something somewhere else, when essentially I can be this rock in the bot lane that is forcing the enemy team to put themselves in a shitty position in order to try to deal with me. So the next clip that I want to show you is essentially just what occurs when somebody tries to enter into this bottom lane and shove it out. And this is just the nature of nobody on the enemy team really being capable or willing to deal with me. They just have to TP out. And this is why playing in this position is so good for my team. It's that nobody can come down bot and deal with me alone. So if I'm farming here, then nobody can be farming in my lane, but we can farm mid, we can farm top, we can farm this jungle, and we can farm this jungle. So at the very least, we are getting a 1 lane advantage when it comes to farming. So the longer and longer we hold this position, the more and more our gold lead is going to grow. So the next thing that I want to show you is a mistake that I made, and at first glance it might look like just a small overcommitment, but at least for me there's a much more interesting and important concept that can be pulled from this, and I'll show you the clip first. So here we have, I'm going for the bottom rune, we're trying to get this bounty advantage on the map, and I believe with the gold lead that we have, we can get the majority of the bounties. I grab the bounty and I run at the Crystal Maiden and say, hey, if you are going to enter into my area, I'm going to bully you. You are not allowed here. So I think so far, this is absolutely correct. And here's where it gets interesting. There are a bunch of TPs happening to this shrine, and they're in vision. So we see that this is happening. And yet, I run at the Crystal Maiden, I go for the kill. I'm looking to be a bully when really my job is already done. I already forced teleportation scrolls to be used to this bot lane. I already caused the enemy team to be in this shitty farming position where they have 4 heroes bot. This is not good for them. And yet we commit and we die. So what the concept is bullying the enemy team, forcing rotations, and then backing off. So making it look like you're actually going to commit and then not committing is incredibly valuable. In fact, I would argue that if we just committed, if we faked the commitment and then backed off and they sent 4 heroes down here, I don't think they ever recover from that in this game. I think they actually lose, because then they have all of these heroes stuck in this bad position. We have vision of them. We have full control of everywhere else in the map. I don't think they get a good map position back in this game after that. So next I want to show you another mistake that I made that completely delayed this game, where I have this absolutely farmed Kunkka that all we need to do is protect him and we're going to win the game. So here we have me on Abaddon. I'm whacking the tower. I believe this is perfectly okay. They're not strong enough to fight us. I see that the Crystal Maiden is low. My thought process here is I'm Abaddon. I have borrowed time. They can cast everything they want on me. I'm not going to die. But what I didn't anticipate was this banish into skewer combo, which pulls me onto the high ground and they get a kill on me. So the reason that this is really bad is because it completely delays the game. We have this huge lead. We could take over this entire area and choke them out. And now my team has to back off into safer areas of the map, because even if we have this advantage, if I'm dead, well, they actually have a gold lead. So they can't play in the advantageous areas of the map where we would be completely out farming the enemy team. So once again, this goes back to when I forced the rotations bot. If I had just gotten out, it's possible that the enemy team doesn't recover from that. This is another possibility for us. If this enemy team is extremely good or has a little bit more farm or has different heroes, it's possible that this one death pushing my team into safer areas of the map never allows us to get into a position again where we can take the more advantageous areas, such as the enemy team's triangle, and push them into their base. So I could have actually thrown the entire game from this, depending on the draft, depending on the team in this that we're playing against. So the main reason, or I should say the main flaw here in my play, is that it's not understanding what my job is and why we're actually mid. We're mid to get this tower. We're not mid to get a kill in the Crystal Maiden. That doesn't matter at all. Even if she dies, it doesn't matter. And my job is not to run in and get kills. I have 2 heroes in the Troll and the Kunkka that are more than capable of getting kills. If they're not getting kills, well, they're not doing their job. That's not my job to solve that. What I need to do is I need to sit back, I need to heal people, I need to bubble people with the Aphotic Shield whenever the Magnus uses Reverse Polarity, whenever Crystal Maiden uses Frostbite, whenever Ember uses Searing Chains. That's what my job is. So committing to the CM is just a misunderstanding of what my job is in the game. And it's basically just due to bloodlust. That's it. But so the next clip is just an example of how we are supposed to take fights in this game, how I'm supposed to be playing in this game. So you can see that I'm kind of keeping distance. I'm using Medallion on my Kunkka. I'm healing my Kunkka. He uses Boat. We're forcing the enemy team to overcommit and make mistakes by debating them with the Abaddon. This is exactly how you want to play. I'm keeping my distance, trying not to get silenced, trying not to get hit by any of the AoE abilities. Keeping an eye with my camera on both my Troll and my Kunkka, because these are my 2 damage-dealing heroes that I know are going to win the game for me as long as I keep them healthy. And I just keep bubbling, keep miscoiling, keep medallioning, use the ulti whenever I'm low, and there you go. It's a fight that we won, and it's just because I didn't walk in and feed like a moron. Instead, I sat in the back, I kept my distance, I didn't get hit by any spells, and I pressed shield on my strong heroes. So the next thing that I want to show you is more of a tip/trick. This is more of a recent thing that people started doing that is incredibly broken, And what this does is this completely prevents this bullshit up here when you're sieging. So we're sieging the high ground mid, we're chilling in this area, we're trying to get good farm while also sieging the enemy base, but we don't want to get split pushed. So what do? I walk over here at about the 30-second mark, and I cut the adjacent wave. I ping and I tell my team, hey guys, I'm doing this. I'm going to cut the wave. I stay as far back as I can so I don't get skewered into base. And instead of killing the wave right here, I slowly drag it up the high ground where it's very bad for the enemy team to try to fight us. And then I kill it when I'm near my team. And I just relentlessly do this over and over and over again. Sometimes my teammates do it. This is something we communicate to each other. And this totally prevents split pushing. And you can see for as long as we do this, for as long as we hold this position, we get all the bounties, we control the largest area of the map, and we go from about a 3k gold lead to a 7k gold lead because of this. And it all comes back to cutting and dragging that adjacent creep wave. I cannot stress that enough. This is like a 500 or 1000 MMR tip that you can do in every single game that you have an advantage. You will not lose if you do this tactic. At a certain point of us holding that high ground for a while, the enemy team got bored because they were losing the gold advantage very quickly. They die without buyback. We took 2 racks and they called GG soon after. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check us out on patreon.com/DotaAlchemy. There's about 50 coaching sessions on there with similar stuff to this if you're interested in that. If you're interested in this sort of content, please let me know because it's very easy for me to make since I'm watching and analyzing all of my own replays anyway. It would be very convenient if people like this sort of thing. So anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video.